Hi everyone. Okay, let's continue with our tattoo style heart. That's where we are at the moment. I might add a few more highlights to what I've already engraved, but otherwise we've got the background to engrave now. Not sure I will add any more to what I've already drawn. It's just a case of filling in what is there. Maybe manipulating a little bit, maybe adding a little bit more foliage, maybe going around the bottom a little bit more. But you can't really tell until you've finished where you expect is the finish. And if you see anything, a little space that needs a little bit of something in it, go for it. Okay, let's get going. Okay, first up is a medium size diamond burr. This is a sintered diamond, so it has diamond grit throughout. But of course, as usual, you can use a normal diamond burr. In other words, a burr that is coated with diamonds, so will eventually wear out. Lots of water. And I have got a lot of glass thickness to play with, so therefore I am really having fun and I'm going deep in places. You can see I've added some sort of ruts, if you like, on the top level. There I have included 3 gems or jewels that will be in the front, and a deep band at the bottom. Now, bearing in mind this is not a crown that is recognizable or belonging to anyone in particular. This is completely fictional, so you can play around. You can do whatever you like. Here I have got a very small diamond, and basically I am just filling in these little sort of decorative elements of the crown. Fairly deep on either side of these sort of leafy shapes. A normal crown wouldn't look like this. They almost look like leaves, and why not? It's your crown. Do whatever you want. I really am going pretty deep for all of these elements. If you've got the glass depth, use it. With deep engraving, whether you shade it or not with stones and rubbers, the light coming from different angles is going to pick up the different depths and create lovely shadows which shows up the engraving to various depths. So now I've got a funny squiggly line. It's a weird one, this, because I have taken this idea from a royalty-free website that I subscribe to called Creative Fabrica. It is fantastic when you are looking for something that you don't need to think about too much. They've got beautiful things on there. And anyway, so this little squiggly line, I've just adapted it slightly because it looked a little bit odd. And as I say, just do what you like. Sorry, I've gone out the top of the picture for a moment. I'll be back, I promise. It is quite hard to keep an eye on the camera screen, which is to the side of the camera, which is away from me, and I'm trying to sort of point it down above and over the engraving, and I keep having to sort of look back and just double check that everything's in the middle of the screen. And of course I'm moving around, I'm zooming in and out a little bit, and occasionally I do get it out of the screen. There we are, that's looking really interesting. You can see the depths from the light. Here I have got a Dura White, and I'm very, very lightly going over any clear glass that I see. That just brings it all to the surface. I'm going over these little jewels, which I actually added a tiny wee deeper spot in the middle, just for the hell of it, really, just for a bit of fun. Anyway, I have used the Dura White in there, and now I am using just a rubber, the little brown rubber, pencil rubber. Not from a pencil, it's just called a pencil rubber because it's really small. Okay, a little bit of interest on the crown. Now, because I've gone deep and this is a really large diamond, it's actually quite a smooth diamond, it's not coarse. I've just gone around the edges, which will highlight the circular jewels. A tiny, tiny effect that really, really makes a difference when you look close. Loads of fun. Now, I didn't like this heart that is like a little badge in the middle of the heart, so I've just squidged it all out with a diamond, and I'm going around with a teeny tiny diamond and just outlining the shape. Okay, so now I am going to break all my rules, which I'm allowed to do and you're allowed to do, and you're the artist and you have got artistic license. And well, put it this way, this is a tattoo kind of design, and it's not like a realistic 3D drawing or design. And so I am creating leaves that are sort of darker in the middle using a Dura White, but then I am going to leave an outline. In fact, I'm going to actually even give them an enhanced outline once I've finished, which is very, very different to what I normally teach you guys. When it's more realistic, you don't want a harsh outline. But because of this, this particular sort of type of design, we're going to do an outline. Now, amazingly, I'm going to show you now that a Dura White is capable in a couple of strokes of going slightly deep. It is an incredible little stone, very smooth stone, but just unbelievable qualities and ability to cut into the glass. Okay, this is lead crystal, but still, it can do it. It's really clever. Now, the key is to be running this very slowly. I literally am running it at 13,000 RPM. I made sure I took a note of what I was turning it down to so that I could tell you accurately. 13,000 RPM. Now, if you haven't got a screen to be able to tell what speed you're going, basically a lot slower than you would run a diamond. It's just a stone that needs to be run slowly. If you run it too hot, and as you can see, I'm checking the heat of the stone just because sometimes they can get really fiery hot, and then they can get over hot and basically come flying off. And that's usually if you have run them too fast. So running the drill slowly, amazingly, I could feel that it wasn't really hot at all. I don't normally feel it. And the funny thing is, I usually feel the heat of it if I've made a mistake and kept it running too fast, and then trying to change it back to a diamond. And as I've pulled it out the drill, it's actually burnt my finger. But and also in the past it has come flying off and broken. But running it slowly, it's not too bad. Now here is a soft rubber, and I'm just whizzing it. I mean, I've only got this sped up to twice the normal speed, and you can see really very quickly a touch of the rubber will make the Dura White much softer in colour and tone. And here I am breaking my rules, as I said I would. I have got my diamond in the drill, and I am creating little fine outlines of all the leaves. And they're not even the same shape. I've done some with a sort of, I don't even know how to explain it, a smoother shape, really. And then you've got this one, which is a little bit more of a traditional rose type shape. You can do whatever you want. As I say, nobody's really looking. They're going to look at the overall beautiful effect of the ensemble. Right, I have noticed some gaps, and I am going to add a little bit of something spindly and spiky. When everything is smooth, it's nice to add something spindly and spiky. Contrast. Contrast is excellent in any design, especially glass engraving. Contrast in tones and contrast in shapes. Right, let's have some fun with the quickest, simplest rose design you could ever imagine. This is a medium-sized diamond again, and I am, as you can see, making some really basic blobby shapes going round and round randomly, similar to a rose. I wouldn't say it exactly like a rose, because if you sat and looked at it, it wouldn't all be in the right growing shape, but it is still giving you the impression of a rose. Small in the middle, and you can see I'm avoiding those at the moment. I'll use a smaller burr for the middle bits, but thick and blobby and relatively deep going around. Now this is, again, I am using the big one for the middle. Beg your pardon. Okay. And it's quite blobby going all the way around. And, well, not very delicate at all. And when you think that I'm only running this at twice the normal working speed, it really was quick. Let's see what we can do with that. This is a green stone, and I am very lightly going over the surface, hardly touching the surface, running it pretty slowly because it's a stone, and creating that finish, a sort of a half tone, well, not even a half tone. And I suddenly realized I'd missed a great big petal hanging low, So back to the diamond, quickly added that in, and now back to the green stone. Working dry with the stones, I just find it makes them last longer, and I don't feel they need to be wet. Okay, you can see with the light shining down the undulations of the glass because of the depth of the diamond and then the surface engraving with the stone. I've seen another couple of spaces, and so I've added in a couple more spindly spiky bits, and especially down the bottom. Why not? Sort of finish the design with a sort of almost a pointed base. They could be anything. They could be ferns, they could be, I don't know, doesn't matter. They're just spiky. And added interest. Using a nice soft, clean kitchen towel, as old as it is, it's the best thing to use. Right, I've got my rubber and I'm very, very rapidly creating some halftones. Where the stone has just been, that is where it's going to appear darker. And decided that it needs to be very much darker in the middle of the roses. So that was a nice hard black rubber disc. This is a flat-topped diamond burr. Now I'm working dry, it's quite sharp, and you can see I'm creating an edge to the petals, which sort of changes them from lumpy plasticine to a nice frilly edged petal. Well, that's the idea anyway. It sort of works. But this is the quickest way to make to engrave a rose. Maybe when you haven't got a lot of time, or when you're doing something that doesn't need to be super realistic. I was just filling in a spot here using the diamond that had a little bit extra shading going on there. I wanted both to kind of match. They sort of match, but they don't match. I noticed these little lines needed a slight touch-up, and certainly one or two down the bottom, with a very small diamond. Always sign your work and date it if you like. I used a little diamond for that, and there you have it. What do you think of that? It's quite nice from the other side. You can add a name or something on this side if you like. It's not going to make any difference if you're looking at it from the back or the front, and a name or a message on the front would be really lovely. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy engraving. See you next time. Bye for now.